Yeah. Black magic.
You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll.
Evergreen.
So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want. So just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back to another edition of RATG TV. I'm your host, Ryan, aka Zeus, and I am so stoked to have with us Kennedy Tucker, star of Middleton Christmas. How are you, Kennedy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. It's an exciting time of the year. It's just before Christmas, or just a couple days before Halloween, which means, though,
It's almost
TV. Exactly. It is Christmas time. And we're here to talk about your new movie, Middleton Christmas. What can you tell the fans at home about it?
well, it's definitely the feel-good, sweet Christmas movie, all the happiness that you get normally, but there is more drama than in your normal Christmas movie. So
Yeah, no, and that's just it. Now, we always get at this time of year, the hallmark. It seems to be the hallmark Christmas time of the year. This is a movie that kind of stands out. There is, I wouldn't say more drama, but there is a little more story in this than your typical holiday Christmas story. Tell me what that was like working on a film like that, and what was this? Is that kind of what drew you into this?
yeah, this film, like the entire script, there's just so much detail for every single character, which we talked about this, Michael, who plays Max, and Trevor, who plays Lucas. We would talk about this on set where it's like, there's just so much that you can do with each character, which like sometimes you don't find in the happy-go-lucky, like cookie cutter movies and everything, which those are always fun. And like, I watch them every year, but for an acting standpoint, there was so much that we were able to do with each character, which was super fun.
Right. No, and you talk about, from an actor's perspective, you're a star of A Daughter's Deception, which got critical reviews. You were in Sharp Objects as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how much it comes, especially in your young career, how much decision is put into each and every script that you kind of go after?
For the most part, I feel like I haven't really come across many scripts that I'm like, no, I don't like this. I couldn't do anything with this. So I feel like I'm always excited to read scripts, and like any new role that I get, I'm like, oh, I feel like there's so much that you can do with each. You can always find things in anything.
And that's a great positive attitude to have, especially this year. It is something that we can use more of. Now, is that something that you find a lot with your peers? Is that something that, that was inbred in you through your family? You said you came from Ohio. Is that something like an Ohio kind of upbringing? And I won't say anything about, Go Blue. Sorry. I know how bad that could be.
No. Maybe it has a little to do with Ohio. I feel like, especially moving out here, it's so funny. When I meet new people, they're like, you're not from here, are you? And I'm like, what? No. And they're like, some people can even tell. They're like, are you from Ohio? I'm like, what? But people from Ohio are very nice. But I do feel like the majority of the actors that I meet, they're all ready to work, and they all want to find things, and they all care about acting. So.
And now you talked a little bit about beforehand when yourself and Trevor speaking with Michael about this and about the range in these characters. Now you're working with a legend in Michael Paré. Of course, everyone goes back to Eddie and the Cruisers, but he's had a long storied career. What is it like having someone like Michael? And it sounds like you were very tight. What was it like having him on set?
So unfortunately, I didn't get to have that many scenes with Michael. We have two Michaels. So we have an older Michael and we have a younger Michael.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It gets a little confusing for everyone. But I didn't get too many scenes with Michael, unfortunately, but we were around each other on set all the time. And he's actually very fun to have on set. He's always making jokes. You have no idea what's going to come out of his mouth. And he's always laughing.
That'll happen with that 80s generation.
Yeah. Most of my scenes were with Eileen, and Eileen is phenomenal.
Yeah, Eileen Davidson, right? A
Yes.
great character actress who's
Yeah.
been in acting forever. Tell me more about that, about the relationship you developed, because you seemed to have that mother-daughter chemistry nailed on
Yeah.
screen.
Which we even talked about that on set. Like from our very first scene, our chemistry just clicked so well. We were like, wow, it's so easy working together. But honestly, like she's just such a naturally talented person that she makes it easier. Every scene she's in 100%. So
Now, tell me a little bit about what it was like working with director Dale Fabriger.
I love Dale. I'm like praying that I get to work with Dale again because we shot the movie really fast, but it didn't feel like it was that fast. Or well, I mean, it felt fast because I didn't want it to end, but nothing felt rushed or like we didn't have enough time. And I feel like that's because Dale, like we were all on the same page. So like everyone knew what we were doing and what story we were telling the second we got on set. So he definitely, that was his doing.
That's great to hear. Now, I want to kind of go on a little bit. Now, you have also some really great chemistry going on with Max, who is played by the other Michael,
Yeah, Michael.
Michael Vardy. Now, Michael and Trevor both, though, like the three of you together are great on screen. And there's I don't want to give anything away from the story, but of course there's the love triangle that we see in all these movies, but this one's got quite the twist on it.
It
Uh,
does.
now, now, tell me a little bit about working with Michael and Trevor.
Michael and Trevor are great. They're also hilarious. Like they were always messing around with each other, and then I'm kind of just like in the background, like
Boys
I
will
don't know
be
what's
boys.
going on. Yeah. But we have a group chat together now that we text in quite frequently, even since we wrapped. But I swear they're both so amazing and so easy to work with, and they both brought so much to the characters that I almost felt for my character. I'm like, man, I feel like Sam's being mean, like going behind like Lucas and stuff. I'm like, I'm the mean one.
Right.
But yeah.
That's great. Now, and you know, your character in the movie is one of the most sweet, wholesome,
Yeah.
characters out there. How much of that is you, or are you like that? And how opposite can you be as well?
I mean, I feel like for the most part, we're very similar. I do say I aspire to be at her level. I mean, she loves and cares about everyone.
Mhm.
She's just like a good person. So, I mean, of course, I hope that is me in real life. But we're very similar. We're both come from single moms and only childs. So we're actually very, very much alike.
Wow, the three of us all share that.
Yeah.
We could be sisters. Well,
You're in Canada, right?
I am in Canada.
I'm also
Oh,
Canadian. I'm half Canadian.
oh, that's
So
amazing.
we're adding it on.
So whereabouts from Canada? Do you know?
My dad, he lives in PEI.
Oh, as they say out in PEI, Lord Thunder and Jesus. Uh, only the people from out east understand that joke. Well, that's great. And I don't know if the Canadian niceness is an inherent quality in anyone, but we're happy to have half of you at least
Yeah.
sent us. No, I do want to ask you, this being a Christmas movie, and we talked about, how it's kind of different than everything else. What is one thing you want to tell the fans, though, about this movie? Like just to kind of grab them by the shoulders and say, "Hey, this is the movie to see."
I mean, it's gonna make you feel good. It's a feel-good movie. You're going to be happy watching it, but there will be some tension. You're not gonna know what's gonna happen at the end. Something very bad happens, and then someone makes a big decision to try to save me.
There you go. There you go. The suspense is there for you, folks. Now, this drops November 3rd, video on demand and digital download. You have to be so excited about this and so happy for this.
I'm so excited for people to be able to see it.
Now I'm going to finish this off. We've got a couple questions that we usually like to throw out to the people here. Going to catch you off guard here a little bit. Now, this being Christmas season or heading into it, what is your personal favorite Christmas movie of all time?
Oh. Honestly, I feel like I always get excited to watch Rudolph with my aunt. My
Right.
aunt and I love like the cartoon Christmas movies.
Wow. Old school. Hey, I don't hate that at all. I actually really like that. All right. And now we know that also I found that you're a big animal lover, in particular dogs.
I am.
What is your favorite dog?
Okay, well, I mean, I have two little chihuahuas, Athena and Layla. Very cute, very sweet. I do really like bigger dogs though, and I really like border collies. I like how smart they are because I like training my dogs and teaching dogs tricks, and they just pick them up so easily.
Yeah, shepherd dogs, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
But
dogs, great answer.
I'm partial to my chihuahuas. I love them.
Can't hate on that at all. And then the last question for you, and I'll let you get out of here. Let's make like I'm a genie, and I can snap my fingers, and I can grant you one wish. What this wish is, it's dependent on the question. You can work with anybody, alive or dead. Who is it you want to star opposite?
It's so hard. Honestly, I feel like anyone from the Handmaid's cast, any of them. I
Wow.
love that show. I feel like everyone is such a good actor in it, and I would love to work with any of them.
So I guess your answer would actually just be, I want to be on the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, that's it. Just on that show.
Love it. I love it. Kenny, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and
Thank you.
spend some time with me and my fans. This is a really fun movie, and like you said, it's a movie from the heart. This is a feel-good movie. There is some tension, like you said, and some big decisions that are made in this movie.
Yes.
But it drops November 3rd, video on demand, digital download. Kennedy Tucker, thank you so much for being with us here on RATG TV.
All right. Everyone go watch the movie.